You missed all the best bits, all the comedy and everything. Never mind.
There's no, there's no comedy.
Well, I thought it was funny. And so she said,
And he said, at which point I said, just eat your mini
"Thank
eggs.
you."
Ah, I nearly got one then. Can I have one?
Mm,
Thank you.
count them all out.
Get them all back in. All right, I can't put that in my mouth now until
No, she better give it to me.
no, just I can. Well, I'll just put it in my cheek.
Okay then.
Chipmunk.
Mm,
Okay, I've got my mic on now.
yeah. So what are we doing today?
Talk for a bit while I just eat my mini egg.
Right. So new products. We have some new Luscious colours, lovely Luscious colours, which you need in your life, and new super thick Slap It On.
Mhm.
Oh, I thought we were going to have a contribution there, but obviously not. So we've got a matte to go with the gloss that we already have, and
Doing a great job.
we have both now back in stock, and there is also a bundle price during the show. So one of each size for £25. That's 225 ml of each, and there's also a bundle price on the 3 new Luscious, which is, I think it's £16 for 3.
There you go. Excellent.
And VIPs will get an extra 10% on those prices, so don't forget, become a VIP, save money.
And it's a good group, actually. It's really nice. So you get heads up on loads of stuff. We meet every month for a little class.
In person.
Well, not in person because it's on Zoom,
Right.
but it's live, you know, and interactive and stuff. Anyway, so we've got this little launch today. So I thought I'd just do a few samples, a few little playing around sort of stuff. So if you've already got our Slap It On range, which I know lots of you have, so this will be a refresher for you to have a play and mess about with them. And for those of you who've never used it before, then we'll introduce you to it. So the Luscious were actually in a mega box kit, weren't they?
Mm-hmm.
So now they've been launched to everybody now. So if you had that mega box kit, you will probably already have them. So we will have a little bit of play with that. So should we get cracking? Okay, let me have a slurp of my tea and I'll make my way over. Here I come. Okie doke. So now we have a new size of the super thick Slap It On. So this is the normal size, the super big size, nice and chunky. And then we also have just introduced a smaller size. So this is good if you want to take it on your holes to do a bit of mixed media, or if you just want to sample it, you just want to try it out, and you've just got a few projects that you want to use it for, then you've got your gloss. Now we have our long awaited, it's only been a few years, the matte super thick Slap It On. So the same fantastic product as you get in the gloss, but this is a matte finish, and we have got the I was going to say smaller size, but it's still pretty much, it's 4 fluid ounces or 120 ml, and you're still getting a lovely amount of that. So you can see, ooh, look at that loveliness. So it actually does hold its shape, just like the super thick Slap It On gloss that we've always had. And it is a really, really strong adhesive as well. And I use it for lots of lovely things for stenciling as well. So, and you can obviously mix it with your new Luscious colours. Absolutely gorgeous those are. So there's loads of things we can do with that, which I will be showing you one or two things during the course of today. And then we have our lovely new Luscious colours, which are just absolutely delicious. Now let me see whether I do actually have, oh no I don't, no I don't, forget that. I was going to say my sample was there, but it's not, it's different colour. Anyway, so we have a gorgeous, rich, beautiful gold colour, which of course is harvested from wild unicorns. So this is unicorn poo, fully organic, non-toxic, and has magical properties. Definitely. I love the way these keep rolling off my desk. Then we have the gorgeous graphite colour of Thundercloud. I love this colour. It's so rich in depth. It's just beautiful. And then we have such a lovely happy colour. Don't we just love a nice happy pink? So again, they go together beautifully, but separately they are just absolutely gorgeous. So those are our new ones today. And of course, it joins very, very nicely with our full range of Slap It On. So we have a normal Slap It On matte, a normal Slap It On gloss, and a Gilding gum. So the Slap It On matte and gloss is a more fluid than the thick. So this is great for decoupage and layering and putting a layer of varnish over the top of your work, because this will act as a varnish as well. Okay, so this is a nice sort of more fluid, you can hear it, lovely and gloopy. And of course this is a soft gloss finish to it. So again, it's absolutely brilliant for tissue techniques, for decoupage, paper collage, those sorts of techniques if you want a more of a satinty gloss type finish. And then we have our Gilding gum. So this is formulated to go with the gorgeous Luscious to create like a wax, but it's obviously not going to have wax in it. This is just absolutely superb product if you want to. Sorry, I keep, there we go, that's better. So I'm going to show you a few of these as we go along. Okay, so let me start off with some Slap It On. Okay, so I'm going to just use some of this matte super thick Slap It On. Okay, now I'm using a paint mat because this is non-stick, and once I've put some on here, when it's dry I can peel it off. So you can, oh look at that, oh isn't that just lovely. So we would call this a heavy mix because it holds its shape beautifully. Okay, and a little goes a long way as well. So I'm going to just lay down a little bit on here, and I'm going to add, what should I add? Let's go with some Glorious. Okay, so Glorious are a mixture of different micas. So these are really chunky. Okay, and this is a UT. All right, so this is a ultra thick UT.
We do still have some stock of that, but not a lot.
So what I should have done was just put it on the top like that, and then I'm going to let that dry. I'm going to peel it off and put it onto a different surface, and I can heat that and it will all bubble up and you'll get lots of yumminess. In fact, actually what I could do is, I always do this, don't I? I change my mind halfway through and then decide I'm actually going to do something completely different. So let me just grab one of these tags and I will just put it onto here. normally I would have painted this first. Let's get it really sort of scratched around. And let's just move that out of the way. And you get this lovely bubbling effect coming, because obviously it's drying, and then you get the glorious melting as well. And you get this really lovely technique of texture coming through. Normally I would have painted this first, and then this would be going on last, of course. And then let me get that back. So this one I'm going to mix in with my Luscious. So I just need to get some on here, and I think I will start off with the thundercloud. So let's have a little bit of this. The great thing about these Luscious is that you actually get lots in a pot, so it's really, really cost effective. So what we've done is we've put pigment, which is what we use to make paints, and we've put mica powder as well. So we've got a high grade mica powder, and we've also put a natural binding agent, so wherever you put it is going to stick. It's not going to stick to this though, because this is actually non-stick. This is one of our paint mats, so that's actually going to dry, and then what you can do is you can actually mix up another colour and stencil over the top. Say if it was this one, mix up another colour and stencil over the top, and then you can peel it off and you get this. We call this a skin, and then that could be wrapped around glass, or it could be placed onto a canvas, or whatever you want. But you can see that you get this absolutely gorgeous, beautiful, what we call a skin.
Is that matte or is that the gloss one?
So this one is actually gloss. You can see at the edges there where it's clear. I've actually used gloss, but this one I've used matte. Okay, so it won't dry in the time that we're filming today, but this is like matte but mixed with the mica as well. So that's a really lovely technique that you can do, and I'm going to be doing that actually on our retreat in March. So that's one there, and then you can actually use it to again mix with your Luscious and just do some basic stenciling. I would just clean up a little bit, but also you can use it as a dimensional glue as well. So we've all been using, you know, stuff like this to build up and stick down layers, and this acts as a really, really good strong glue. I'll just clean my brush there, and you can see it holds its shape, so it's really perfect for building up different layers as well. You can also just use it directly as well onto tags or your artwork, just to give you some structure as well. So if I just grab my palette knife and you can just put scrapings of this on, and you can just create the most lovely textures without using a stencil. Obviously you can use stencils, but I do like just creating marks in it because it does actually hold its shape.
Dee says she fixed Santa with super thick Slapper Tom. I didn't know he was broken.
Oh, I didn't either. Oh, that's fantastic. It is a really, really strong glue, isn't it, as well? So that will dry clear, and it will also dry matte as well. So it will just give you a really nice texture to build on, and then you can paint over the top of that. Okay. It will also act as a really good resist as well. So if you wanted to use that as a resist with watercolour stuff, i.e. any of our vivid watercolour inks, then that works really nicely as well. So lots of uses, just the same as your slap it on super thick gloss, but you've now got it in that lovely matte as well. So let me just move on to these, put that in the water. So also, let's have a look at these gorgeous Luscious as well. So in fact, before I do that, let me bring in just your normal slap it on matte. Okay, so this works exquisitely really, does it? It's just a really good workhorse. I use loads of this because I use it in decoupage all the time. Okay, let me just grab the brush. Let's hope this one's clean. Nearly. The munching is Alfie eating the mini eggs. Obviously the packets are far too small for you, Alfie. So I'm just putting some onto one of my paint mats. I just want to check my brush is clean-ish. Clean-ish will do. So this is really, really good for just decoupaging. So what I tend to do is I tend to put it on the actual paper itself, the back and both sides, and that way we just build up a nice layer of slap it on, which acts as a varnish as well as an adhesive as well. So I put it on the back of here onto my tag. My tag is just painted with our acrylic paint. No, it's not. It's painted with gesso and our inks. And I'll be doing that technique actually this weekend on our art journaling day on Saturday. We do a live Zoom class. So let's have maybe a little bit down here. So you can see it's really, really easy to use.
So sharing is caring.
It is, darling. It certainly is. You did. You did. So I've had too many eggs now. Oh, look, I can see there's one left. Is that one for me?
Yeah, but you can't make any noise, can you?
Oh, I can. I can. I can. Oh, there's two left. There you go. One for you, one for me. Oh no, there's still more. Mmm. Those are good. Actually, those are very good. I think you must go through quite a ton of mini eggs, Alfie, when it's Easter time.
Apparently one portion is 8 eggs.
Is it really? How many portions have you had this week?
More than 8 eggs, I mean.
More than 8 portions or more than 8
Might be
eggs?
approaching 8 portions.
So there you go, on the back and on the front and on the surface you're working with, and that's like the perfect collage medium. I feel as though I need something there. Oh, don't you hate it when it's like... Okay, so I've got these from my little book of eclectic ephemera, and I'm just thinking, oh, there's a tiny weeny bit of... Oh yeah, also I've used the A4 ledger as well. Too big to show you, but it's full of lots of loveliness. And I've also used rusty numbers as well, all on the website. I wonder whether I can squeeze that under there. Yeah. There you go. And then what you can do is, if you want to make your ink permanent, you can actually mix it with your Slap It On. Oh, look at that. So that's Payne's Grey. And I'm just going to smudge a little bit around the edges here. And of course, with it being really nice and fluid, then it smudges really lovely. So this will, because if I just went on directly with the ink, you could actually just move it around at a later stage. If that's what you want, then that's perfect. But I wanted this to be permanent, so I've actually just mixed a drop, and it's made more, made loads, with the Slap It On. So it is the Slap It On matte that I'm using. Again, we do the gloss as well, which is great to use if you want a more of a satiny gloss finish. And this just gives you a really nice sort of shadow round, and also it incorporates it more into the background there. Just use a bit more of the clear just to really push that into the background there, just so it embeds it a little bit more. Let's put a little bit around here. Just to soften it up. So that's the Slap It On matte and the Payne's Grey, and that will make the ink permanent, which is a really nice add-on as well. Sorry, I could end up faffing for ages, so I will actually stop. She says, in a minute. Let me just play for a bit longer.
So Cindy says, beautiful tag.
Thanks.
Leah says, the skin is fantastic.
Oh, I love doing the skins. Yes, the skins are brilliant. And also on the retreat, we've got a secret retreat in March. We are going to be using the super thick Slap It On matte and gloss to do transfers as well. Let me just show you this. Okay, have we got a white background? No, we haven't. Let's go with the black. Oh, you can't see that.
You can. Yeah.
Can you? Let me just get something white. Isn't that beautiful? Delicate and soft. It's lovely. Lovely. Anyway, right, so there we have it with those. I just want a little splash of iridescence on here. So let me just move this out of the way. Move this along. Okay, so we have here our unicorn poo, our thundercloud, and our happy pink. So what I've done, don't sorry, nearly put it in my tea. What I've done is I've used one of these Tim Holtz palettes, which I use for all my Luscious. I then get some clean water. Warm water actually is probably better, but not essential. Then you dip your wet brush into the powder. Don't worry, it's not going to harm it. And then into your palette. And then you just add more water until it comes to a nice, thick, creamy consistency. Because if you make it really thin, you're not going to get the benefit of all that gorgeous pigment, okay? So make sure it's nice and creamy. So I want to do a few little splashes, and I think I'm going to use Thundercloud. So let's get some water on that. And it's nice and creamy at the moment, but I want it a bit thinner. So let me just mix that in with a bit of water. Oh, look at that. And then let's just have a few splatters on here. There we go. And then those will dry nice and sparkly. And it just adds a little something to it rather than everything else being matte. So that's going to look gorgeous. Again, I keep wanting to put that in my tea. It's because normally my water is there. Right, next. So let's move that to one side. Let's bring in these and let's show you some of these lovely colours. So I've already mixed up a bit of the unicorn poo, and just look, how that transforms this bit of MDF. This is just one of our Woodology pieces.
This foundry labels.
Foundry labels, yeah. Which is just gorgeous. And I've just put some black gesso on. So you can, let's just put a little bit of Thundercloud on as well. Which is just gorgeous. And I'm just going to mix that in as well. So if you mix that Thundercloud in, you're going to get more of a sort of bronzy colour coming through, which is lovely. Now, when that dries, that will stick to the surface, but it's not 100% permanent. If you want it to be permanent, then what you have to do is use this fantastic stuff. This is called Gilding gum, okay? So Gilding gum works with any of your Luscious, and this will make it permanent. So again, it looks so I've made a lot, but there's loads and loads in here. These last for ages because we've given you a really nice big pot.
Cindy's asked how long would it take for that to dry. I'm guessing she maybe means
This one?
Oh, maybe.
I don't know, 5-10 minutes, if that. The splatters, yeah, probably the same. Depends how warm your room is, obviously, but really quick. It doesn't take long at all. So I've actually mixed this up with the Gilding gum, into a permanent paint. Okay, so you've now got a permanent paint there, and this is going to mimic like a gilding wax, but without using the wax. Okay, so if I get one of my pieces here, I actually can put this on. And just dry brush this. Or you can put it on with your finger if you want that, just to add just a hint. So this has been coloured in the same way, just with Luscious, mixed with the gum. And I just want to put a few more highlights on here, just with my finger. Just here and there. And then what you can do with this is put it into a little pot, and don't worry if it dries up, because if it dries up, all you need to do is just add another drop of the gilding gum. Yeah. I can't see from here. I mean, to be honest, I wouldn't put just one colour on. I'd start building up the colours, and then you can see that you get this. Can you actually see that? I can't see from here.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah. Which is just really lovely and beautiful. So the gilding gum mixed with the Luscious creates like a gilding wax, basically. But it's not got wax in it. It's like a faux wax. And you can reconstitute it afterwards as well. What else can we actually do with them? So you can add your Luscious to resin. So you can add some resin. Obviously this is a blue, and this would just makes the resin coloured and sparkly as well. So that looks brilliant. Or you can do multicolours as well, like that. So this is resin. Yeah, so it's resin mixed with a tiny bit of Luscious, and this is resin. So this is our crystal resin, which is a clear resin. So, and that's just swirled in. And of course, it gives you a really high professional jewellery maker's gloss to your work. So that's the crystal resin that we have. Okay, so let me just clear up a little bit. Okay.
She says, hello all, first time here, but I have a few indigo blue stamps.
Oh, hello, lovely to see you. So what I've done here is I've actually put some texture paste on first, let that dry, painted it with some black gesso, and then applied the Luscious to it. And you just get the most beautiful look to it. So this is the same technique, but I've put some clear resin over the top to give it that really high gloss finish, and also it's really, really tough as well, which is great for boxes and things. Okay, so let me just move those out of the way. So we've gone through quite a few things. It might be a bit confusing if you're like, oh, that technique and that technique and that technique, but just think that here on YouTube, we have lots and lots of different technique videos that I've done. So if you look up Luscious techniques, you'll find them. I'll be doing a lot more. I use the super thick all the time. It's just one of those brilliant staples that is just fantastic. So let me just bring this in. So this is the matte super thick that I just applied with a spatula, and it's drying nicely. It's not completely dry yet, but you can see that you have this lovely matte finish as well on it, which is just gorgeous. And then of course you can paint over the top, or you can do resist technique with it, with watercolor or water-based paints. So loads and loads of techniques you can do. You can add you know, bees to this, like we've done here with the Glorious. You can add the Glorious to it as well. So there's loads of lovely things you can do. So just to recap, we have our new super thick Slap It On matte, and we've got that in 2 sizes. We've got that in the ball fluid ounces, 120ml, and our usual size, which is 225ml. This goes alongside the gloss, and we've introduced a smaller gloss one as well. And then this actually goes alongside the rest of our Slap It On range, which is the matte and the gloss fluid, which of course is brilliant for all of those lovely techniques of all your decoupaging and your layering and stuff like that. Your gilding gum is also in this range as well. And then of course we've introduced the 3 new Luscious colours as well. So we've got the Unicorn Poo, Happy Pink, and the Thundercloud. So hopefully that's given you a little bit of inspiration to go and have a play today, or spend 5 minutes just having a play around with some products, and just get a couple of tags out and have a play. Oh look, those are drying nicely. There, you can see that. Excellent. Thank you so much for joining us. Alfie, have you got anything you want to add?
No, all good.
No, all good. Everything's on the website. Please join us. Have a look at all of our Zoom classes as well. We have a lovely community of Zoom classes, art journaling, and individual ones as well. If you can't get to see us here in Retford, we are also travelling around the country as well, doing our dirty weekends in, let me think now, Glasgow. No, we're not. We're in Edinburgh, Manchester, Maidstone, Exeter, Portsmouth. Where else? Exeter, Portsmouth. I think that's it. I think that's all of them. And Retford. Yeah. Excellent. Okay, I'm coming over. I'm coming over. We have put them in. Hi, Lucy Angel. Hi, Jenny. Hi, Debbie. Yes, we've got some amazing tutors coming over. Last weekend we had Finnabar over, which was amazing as usual. She's just superb. We will be stocking the Prima products. They've just arrived, and we'll be putting them on the website shortly. So we'll be emailing you when those are ready to go out. And also we have lots of amazing artists coming to teach as well. So Katri is coming over from Finland. She's doing a really fantastic class, which is an altered book diorama, not to be missed. It's in the house, which is just amazing. And lots of other tutors as well, special guests. And we've got Emily Notman coming as well, haven't we? Her work is just divine and so easy to do when she teaches it. She's just such a good teacher. Anyway, so check them out all on the website, indigoblue.com, and it's under events, and have a look, and hopefully that will give you some inspiration to have a play and take time out for yourself to be creative, because that is the best thing you can do for your mind and body. Thanks very much for joining us. Thanks, Alfie. Have you eaten all your eggs?
I have. They're all gone. Look.
Yeah, all gone.
I don't know how that happened.
You'll be wanting more now, won't you?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you ever so much for joining us. Thanks very much for your lovely messages, everyone. Really appreciate you calling in and messaging us. Thank you very much indeed. Take care. Bye for now.
Bye.